Filmmaking isn't just about having the right camera, it's also about having the right tools that help accommodate your vision and your work. This can be anything from physical accessories on set to shortcuts in post-production. And if I look back at my filmmaking journey from the last 7 years, all of these things are something that I wish I knew many years ago, because I know that this would have improved my way of working and the overall quality of the work that I was delivering and producing. And so in this video, I want to share about 5 of my favorite tools that I use on a daily basis that help elevate my work and help me create the best videos I can possibly make. Okay, unless you've been living under a rock, the chances are you've probably seen these kind of shots. Yes, the POV style shots where the camera is mounted to something and it's giving this unique world perspective. And while these shots look quite complicated to pull off, they're actually not that difficult. All you really need is a magic arm and a clamp. And they cost about €40, and truth be told, their use case is actually quite limitless. You can virtually put them anywhere and they will be so inconspicuous, they're light, they're sturdy, they're strong. And as a matter of fact, we've even mounted them onto the license plate of a motorbike and they still held up. So if you're looking to invest in some, get the small rig ones. They're gonna last way longer than anything else. I've used knockoff brand ones, I've used cheaper ones before, and I'll just be honest, the rubber would fall apart, they wouldn't clamp on strong or tight enough, the grip would loosen up over time. It's not worth it. Just make the initial investment on something like this sooner, and I guarantee you, you're going to enjoy using it a lot more than something cheap that's just going to break and fall apart very quickly. Off topic to something very different, and we're going to step away from being on set, and we're going to talk a little bit about LUTs, because it's 2025 and conversion LUTs exist, so there's no real reason why we should still be seeing terribly color graded log footage. And with this in mind, I'd like to share probably the best LUT pack that has ever existed, and that is the Phantom LUTs pack. Every influencer ever has released their LUT packs, and let's just take a moment to completely ignore those garbage presets and just focus on one set, and that is the Phantom LUT pack. Let me explain why this is so good. In this LUT pack, you're going to get 10 different presets that all work for Sony cameras. And as many of you likely are Sony shooters like myself, you'll know that our colors are a little bit different to the likes of Canon and Arri and everything like that. But what we can do is we can change that around with the LUTs that we use. And personally, for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been using the Phantom LUTs, and while they are more expensive than most other LUTs and companies that I've come across, they are incredibly powerful, and I'm pretty confident that 99.9% of the time, using one of those 10 LUTs that you get with them, your footage is just going to look ready to go no matter what. But now, I know what you're saying. Hold on a second. They're not cheap LUTs. What if I'm just starting out, and what if I'm a new filmmaker and I don't have the money to spend on some LUTs? And that's totally fair, and I don't want to make it feel like I'm preaching that you have to just keep buying and buying. You don't. And instead of using really cheap and poorly made LUTs, you can just go to the camera manufacturer's website and download some for free. In fact, any camera brand that allows their camera to shoot in log has a conversion LUT that they've made and is readily available for you to download at any time. This isn't something that should be inaccessible. It's something that everyone should know about and use and utilize, because it's a tool that's going to change your filmmaking forever. And on the topic of LUTs and color grading, let's bring up the idea of Dehancer, because this is probably the latest tool that I've had in my arsenal. I've only been using it for about a year, and I can confidently say that it's actually changed the way I work for the better, and for forever, honestly. Now, before I get into anything, I do want to say that I am affiliated with Dehancer, but that doesn't mean they're paying me to say this. I genuinely use their product on every single video. With this tool, you're basically able to emulate old film stock, and it's amazing because before then I used to go in and actually manually apply a lot of effects on top of each other till I got the level and look that I was looking for. But it would never be real, or it always felt like it was either over the top too much or just a little bit missing certain elements, or the halation just wouldn't work the correct way. And so after getting it and using it, I've realized that just fine-tuning it and being able to have something that is already a very good emulator, it speeds up my workflow. It went from color grading for hours to color grading in minutes. And when you find yourself being under a time crunch and having to deliver something really quickly, spending a little bit of extra money on a product like this means that you're going to be getting back hours and hours of your life on stressful color grading when you can just do it a lot faster with a tool that already exists and does it so incredibly well. And yes, I know this is another one of those tools that might not be accessible to everyone, but that doesn't mean that you don't have other accessible tools like this. DaVinci Resolve has free software installed in the program that lets you add in halation, grain, and everything that Dehancer does, except the issue is you're a little bit more limited to it because they're not focused about film emulation. They're focused about the best user experience. Whereas Dehancer is a plugin specifically designed to just emulate film, and they do it so well because they're not doing anything else other than that. Now, I know the last few products have all been paid products, but this one's a good one. This is an entirely free product, and it's ChatGPT. Now, I know, it's not something that anyone doesn't know about, but it's a feature of ChatGPT that I don't think a lot of people are utilizing. And it is in the world of color grading, but it can be applied to a lot of other principles and formats and things that can really help you speed up your workflow. What I'm talking about is taking a screenshot of a reference image that you've seen, uploading it to ChatGPT and asking it to tell you how the colorist achieved this color look. Yes, you heard it right. You can now upload an image of what you've seen and ask it to give you a step-by-step tutorial of how to achieve that kind of look that you're looking for. Oftentimes I find references, or I'm hired for jobs where they ask me to color grade something in a certain way that I'm either not familiar with or haven't tried before. And before then, I would spend hours and I would just sit there and match the shot to my reference, and I would experiment until I would find what worked. Whereas this, it just spits out all this information that you might need in a very cohesive and simple to follow format. And then all you have to do is just go into DaVinci Resolve and follow the step-by-step rules of what they're saying. Next thing you know, within maybe 5 or 10 minutes, you've achieved the same look as the reference that you had. And I don't really think you can put a price tag on a tool like this because, quite frankly, this is invaluable. And now, saving the best to last, I'd like to introduce you guys to Adobe Enhance. I don't edit with Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't endorse Adobe products anymore, as I just simply have outgrown their capabilities and have long switched to DaVinci Resolve. However, the one tool that I still go back to all the time, and that is their website version of Adobe Podcast. What this is an AI tool that allows you to upload your audio and it does an auto cleanup of it. And it is a way in which you get the best possible studio recording of your voice or any sort of voiceover, narration, or audio file in minutes. Doing something like this not only improves my videos, but it also saves me a lot of time. In a day like today, where time is of the essence, having a tool like this means that I don't have to spend as long trying to master all the audio levels to make sure they're matching and level. No, instead I can just upload it, have it be done, and in the meantime I can go start focusing on sound design. So if I'm able to get rid of one of these steps to do something quicker and better, you best believe I'm always going to choose that step.
And I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm not showing what this is. And so just in case you don't believe me, here is what my audio would sound like right now in this room without any sort of microphone.
And here is what it sounds like now when I put it through Adobe Enhance. See the difference? Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? If I'm being fully honest, these tools are invaluable and I use them all the time, and I can't just pick one that would be the best. And so if I had these tools 7 years ago, I feel like I would be a much better filmmaker than I am right now. but that's okay, because that's the point of filmmaking. You're not meant to have everything accessible all at once at the same time when you just get started. You're meant to start small, and you're meant to get better over time. And even if I can just help one filmmaker get better at what they do, well, then I think this has been worth it. And also, if there's something that I missed or something that you use on a daily basis, please do let me know, because that'd be really cool. Let's exchange ideas and help each other grow. And yeah, that's me for now. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.